Have you ever wondered why in Turkey there are so many men walking on the streets with bandages on their head? Well, Istanbul is one of the most visited cities in the world. But let me tell you something, not everyone comes here exclusively for its historical monuments and to experience the culture. In the past decade, Turkey has emerged as the global leader in hair transplant surgery, with over 400,000 operations conducted annually. This trend can be attributed to factors such as high-quality medical care, reasonable prices, and of course the presence of skilled surgeons. The procedures are by far much more affordable compared to many other countries, allowing you to also enjoy the experience in another beautiful country while undergoing surgery. That is why while visiting Turkey or even taking your flight back to your home country, you'll see plenty of men, especially from foreign countries, with bandages covering their heads, since they have just undergone a hair transplant procedure. In today's video, we're going to show you everything about the hair transplant in Istanbul from first-hand experience. So in case that you're interested in this, you can have a good idea about the hair transplant and the recovery process. So let's get into it. So my husband decided to get this procedure done after seeing more visible hair loss in the last couple of years. His doctor checked my husband and mentioned that he only needed hair transplant in the frontal and mid-scalp regions of his head, where he has an evident receding hairline. Then he proceeded to draw a hairline to see how it will look according to his facial features. One can always tell the doctor the shape you desire for your new hairline, but in our case, we wanted something as natural as possible. As you can see, he didn't need any hair transplant on the crown area. Now that he's approved his new hairline shape, the next step was to totally shave his head. Now you might be wondering where the new hair will be taken from. So basically, the back area of the head is the donor section, and for that, the doctor is also drawing a line where the follicular units will be individually extracted from. Now it's time to go to the room where the full procedure will be taking place. And after putting local anesthesia all over his head, an incision is made around the hair follicle with a special punch tool on his donor area, which is the back of his head. Here you can already see all the extracted hair grafts, which are tiny pieces of scalp containing 1 or 2 hairs. This will be transplanted in the frontal and mid-scalp areas, and in total, my husband needed 4,000 hair grafts. Later on, tiny needle-sized incisions are made in the areas where the hair grafts will be transplanted. And the last step is to proceed to transplant the hairs one by one. This part can be a little bit bloody and uncomfortable for some of you, so that is why we decided to put the next footage in gray color. After 8 hours, his procedure was fully finished, and here you can already see all the hair grafts transplanted. To protect his head, some bandages were placed, and according to my husband, he was only feeling some heaviness sensation on his head and not too much pain. To be honest, our doctor and his team were incredible, caring, and professional from beginning to end. Before going back home and after a long procedure, our doctor gave us all the instructions for a good recovery at home, and also gave us all the medicines like painkillers, antibiotic, and anti-inflammatory needed. On the second day of his recovery, we went back to the clinic as instructed so that they can do the first wash with the special shampoo and foam that they gave us. The phone has to be left for 15 minutes, and right after his scalp has to be washed. Also, his bandages were taken off. In case you're wondering if this step was painful, my husband said that it wasn't. Just when the bandages are being taken off, you might feel a bit uncomfortable, but nothing to worry about. And now, here is how it looks like after 2 days of his surgery and his first wash. Now I'll share the photos we took during his recovery period so that you can have an idea how it goes. During the next days, he gently washed his scalp and put the foam at home just as we were instructed by the doctor. You also need to be very careful when sleeping and doing your normal activities at home or at work. You have to make sure not to hit the frontal area anywhere. Also during this time, you cannot wear a hat or anything to cover your hair. As you can see on the 9th day, we can finally see a lot of difference. His scalp is healing and looks way less reddish. And the final step is the scalp removal. On the 10th day, we had our last appointment with our doctor for a deep scalp wash. Here the foam was left for 30 minutes and then everything was washed and the scabs are fully removed with the shampoo. Here the steps might be a little bit rough and from 1 to 10 you might feel a 7 of pain. That is according to my husband, of course. But remember, no pain, no gain. Just keep in mind that in some months you'll have a commercial hair. Here are some of the photos that we were taking during his recovery journey. If you're interested in this procedure in Turkey, you must do a very good research about the clinics available and doctors. Always make sure the clinics are operating legally in the country and that the doctors have all the credentials needed for this specific procedure. I'll be sharing the information of the clinic we personally used and that we know it covers all of the requirements to legally operate in the country. The link will be in the description box and pinned comment. If you liked the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.